Okay guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we have got the M13B from Modern Warfare 2 in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. A big shout out to the Milky Way who left this comment on my recent Zombies video recommending me to actually try this gun out. So here we are in Zombies actually trying this thing out, and in Tier 1 it feels like it's going to absolutely fry with no problems whatsoever. It feels like it's going to do an insane amount of damage with obviously no upgrades to the gun or anything like that. And I did just go to record this video. I must have got about 30 seconds into my game and my game crashed. So hopefully we don't experience any more crashes today. And this is going to be a nice smooth sailing of a recording. But as you can see, I've got a Legendary A2 and a Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch Crystal ready to pop. So when we get into that Tier 3 zone, we're going to have the best gun possible. But of course, our first test is going to be to Tier 1 and Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch this and see what it's going to be like in those zones. And then as always, take it into that Tier 3 zone and finally see just how good it's going to be at the maximum zone. So as you'd expect in Tier 1, this gun is absolutely frying. But as we all know, Tier 1 really isn't a test for any gun within this game, because you can basically use anything in Tier 1 and be able to survive nice and easily. But if you guys want to see what class I am using, as you can see it is on screen right now, that is the exact class that I'm using within this game. So if you wanted to go and try this M13B out for yourself, you can go ahead and do so. Okay, so it took way too long. I ended up actually going down from full damage, but we are Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch in this thing. Here we go. Now it should absolutely melt through the Tier 1 zone with no problems, just as you'd expect. So I'm going to go jump in that Tier 2 zone, see what sort of damage we can expect to do in Tier 2, and just really start testing this gun to its full potential now. Of course, we've got the Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch Crystal and the Legendary A2, but I do want to get it to Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch before I go ahead and do that, simply because it's going to make the game a little bit more easier, and it's also going to allow us to test the gun properly, which is the main thing with these videos. I like to put the guns through their best test. So we've got a couple of Tier 2 zombies in front of us. Again, Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. See what sort of damage we can do to these Tier 2 zombies. As long as they're hitting headshots, we should be able to just fry. Yeah, we can fry through these pretty easily, I'm not going to lie. The damage actually seems pretty high on this M13B, which is kind of surprising. Because as you know, we've got the M13B and the M13C, and the C is sort of built out for more damage. It's a bit of a higher damage gun. It's a bit more like an assault rifle. And the M13B has sort of got a bit of a lower damage profile, but better mobility, better ADS speed, all of that sort of stuff. So the fact that it's actually doing really good damage in the Tier 2 zone is not surprising, but it's surprised me how much more damage it's doing than what I expected it to do. I kind of expected it to be a little bit less powerful, but obviously better mobility. So as you can see from the build that I did put on screen earlier, we've actually built this gun so it's got good damage range and recoil control, but it's also kept that good mobility speed and things like that as well, which is kind of what's making this a bit of an all-rounder gun so far. And I'm really, really excited to test this thing in Tier 3 and just see how good it's going to be. So as you can see, you've got a bunch of Tier 2 zombies chasing after us here. We should be able to melt through these pretty easily. Shouldn't cause too much problems. Again, I do need to go get ahead and get a Tier 2 plate vest because of that reason. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so we're in a situation where we were just completing contracts with the squad, and we've ended up coming up against a Mega Abomination. And I've got this thing at Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch, so not ideal, but I'm kind of hoping we'll be able to take it out because a lot of my team have got Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch stuff, so it shouldn't be too difficult to actually start taking this thing down. I just need to be a little bit careful because I've got no perks, really. I also don't have the most powerful gun in the game as of right now. But the Mega Abomination is basically fully dead, and there's 5 of us shooting at it. Some of them got Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch guns, so really not too bad. I was just trying to complete some contracts to actually get Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch, but I might end up just Tier 3 Pack-a-Punching this. I'm not too sure yet. But even against the Tier 2 Disciple, as you can see, this M13B really isn't doing too bad of damage. It's half health off just one magazine. Again, this is a Tier 2 Disciple, Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. It kind of just melted through that Disciple. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It felt pretty powerful just then. But I'm quickly going to get a little bit more cash together, and then I will go ahead and Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch this thing, and we can really start testing it out properly. Okay, so we've got a Tier 2 HVT or bounty target, whatever you do want to call it. Hopefully my team are going to show up, because I think this is going to struggle a little bit against the Tier 2 bounty at Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. I would have liked to have it Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch by now, but the game's been a little bit slow. I don't really know why. There's been weird things going on within this game. But even then, against a bounty target, the gun doesn't really seem to be doing too bad of damage. I know everyone just showed up then, but it doesn't seem to be doing too bad damage. I can replace that for a screwdriver. I don't really need a screwdriver in this game. We've now got enough to Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch it, though. So where is the nearest pack machine? Right behind us. I'm going to run there, Pack-a-Punch it, head into that Tier 3 zone, and we can start testing this gun out in Tier 3. Okay, so here we go. Finally, it took way too long, but we have got this thing to Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch, which is great. It now should start melting through pretty much everything in the Tier 2 zone. And also we can test it in the Tier 3 zone, which is going to be great. Got a Mimic that's just rolled up. We did have insta-kill, luckily, which just sort of helped us take that down. But I think it would have melted through it anyway. So let me go and jump into that Tier 3 zone. We can really start testing this gun out properly. Okay, so here we are in tier 3. Let's test this gun now, see what sort of damage it's going to do. It's not... I mean, it's not the craziest gun in tier 3. I'm not going to lie, it didn't do the most damage I've ever seen in my life just then. So what I do want to go and do is chuck the legendary Aether tool on, which is going to give it a bit of an upgrade before we tier 3 Pack-a-Punch it. And that's going to make a big difference in itself. That is going to make a huge difference. So having it tier 2 Pack-a-Punch with a legendary Aether tool, you do seem to be able to mow through these zombies pretty easily. I'm not going to lie, it doesn't seem like too much of a challenge to get through these zombies here. But as you can see, it's going to go through a lot of these zombies pretty quickly. I need to be careful of my health because I don't have Jug or a 3-plate chest right now. So I need to be a little bit careful of what's going on around me. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be too bad at taking down these zombies. It seems to be able to get through them pretty easily, to be honest. Okay, but let's finally put this thing up to tier 3 Pack-a-Punch. Here we go. We've got it up to the full maximum ability that it can now do. Let's see what sort of damage we can do. Let's get all these hellhounds away from me. And then we should be able to just start mowing through these zombies with no problem whatsoever. We've got that big 120 round mag on the gun, which is great. It's going to allow us to do a whole load of damage to these zombies and just absolutely spray our magazines at them. As you can see, it's going to do a crazy amount of damage there. There's a whole bunch of zombies around. This gun doesn't seem to struggle to take them down whatsoever. Needs to be a little bit careful because I ain't got plates on. But this thing just melts at tier 3 Pack-a-Punch and legendary Aether tool status. It absolutely destroys. So I'd be very, very interested what this is going to be like if we can start a bounty maybe or fight a Mega Abomination or something along those lines. Because so far, I'm very impressed with this gun. It feels like it's very, very good. It feels very solid. It doesn't feel like it's going to let me down in many situations. So now the real test is just seeing what it's going to be like against those boss zombies in the tier 3 zone, I guess. But as you can see, against the zombies, as long as you're hitting crit shots, you are going to absolutely melt through them with no problem whatsoever. Like, the zombies really don't stand a chance. This is an absolute zombie slayer, which kind of worries me because as we've tested from some of the recent videos, if guns are good against zombies, a lot of the time it doesn't mean they're good against bosses. And then we have guns that go the other way around that are good against bosses and not so great against zombies. So let's hope this is a bit of a happy medium where it slays the zombies, but it also slays the bosses as well. So I'm going to try and find a Mega Abomination or a Mimic or something and just see what sort of damage we can do to one of those. Okay, so a Mega Abomination has actually just spawned in. Let's see what sort of damage we can do to it if it does pay attention to us. So it's going to fire one head. We should get that popped pretty quickly, to be honest. There we go. There's one head down already. Okay, so now we can start focusing that head while it is open. I'm sure it's probably going to charge at me in just a second here, but let me wrap round here, get into a bit of a better spot, let it fire its lasers. See if we can get another head popped. There we go. Perfect. Another head did just go. Oh, there's a mangler in front of me as well that wants some. I've gone down again. I'm just really not paying attention to what I'm doing. I forget I've got no health. I've got no perks, no self-revive, anything like that. I'm just playing horrendously today. Okay, so we're back up. We can see what sort of damage we can do to the Mega Abomination. The problem is I've got manglers around me. I've got about 4,000 zombies chasing me, which isn't helping when I'm trying to take down a Mega Abomination, to be totally honest. It's really, really not helping. I think the Mega Abomin's actually despawned at this point. It looks like it might... Oh, no, it's still there. It is still there. Okay, that's okay. And like I said, the Mega Abomination did just then despawn. It wasn't despawning, it didn't want to despawn, and then all of a sudden it just did. It was doing decent damage. I'm just playing really bad today. Like I said, this game's been a very weird one. I loaded in with no loot, which has thrown me off. It's thrown off the whole grind that I'm normally doing. So it's a bit of a weird one, bit of a slower one, but I can't lie, the gun feels very, very decent. It's not the gun that's playing badly. It is quite simply just me that's playing badly. And as you can see, there's a Mimic there. I've got no plates on once again. See what sort of damage we can do to a Mimic. Oh my, there's so many zombies just everywhere. Like, I feel like I can't catch a break right now and just getting away and just focusing on one boss or something like that. But against the Mimic, it doesn't seem to be too bad. Did manage to melt through that pretty quickly, to be totally honest. So yeah, like I said, against the bosses, it's not bad. It's just me that's playing badly today. I don't know what's going on. I really can't seem to play zombies for any reason today. But one thing I definitely need to do is get a 3-plate chest because, wow, I just keep going down over and over and over again. I'm just playing really badly today, like I said. I don't know why, but the gun feels very good. The gun feels powerful. I'm just playing in situations where I normally wouldn't. Like, I'm not getting out of situations where I haven't got health or certain things like that. I don't really know what's going on today. It's just one of them days. I'm tired. I'm not playing too well. But the gun definitely performs. It feels very good against the bosses. We've still got a lot of time to try it out, so this isn't going to be the end of the video by any means. I'm just explaining to you guys why I'm playing so badly, which I don't really know the answer to, but I just know I'm playing badly. Like here, for example, we've got a Mangler. Let's see what sort of damage we can do to the Mangler. Like, it's going to absolutely melt through it with no problem at all. This is what I'm saying. The gun's a very, very good gun, a very powerful gun. And it's also got good mobility as well. That's one thing I've noticed. You actually seem to get around the map pretty quickly with this gun out. So overall, I'm very impressed with this gun. Like I said, it's just me that's playing a bit poorly today, which is annoying, but it is what it is. It's sort of one of those things, isn't it? I can't really control how badly I'm playing. It's just one of them. I wish I was playing better. I really wish I was having an insane game, but unfortunately, I'm just not. But I can tell you for a fact, this is a very, very solid gun. Like, it feels very good against the bosses. Like I said, it melts through zombies with no real problem. So if you were planning to go and try out the M13B, I do highly recommend it. I genuinely do think it's a very, very good gun that you guys would really enjoy using. But just as I mentioned, today for some reason, I'm just playing really badly. I'm not too sure what's going on with me today. Like I said earlier, the gun is built to actually have like good recoil control and damage range, but because it's the smaller version of the M13, it's actually got good mobility speed as well. And this class just is exactly that. This class does have good mobility, but it's also got decent recoil control, good damage on the gun. Like, you can see, you can melt through these tier 3 zombies with no problem whatsoever. And my game has just crashed once again. Okay, so as you can see, my game has crashed twice. I've lost both my insured weapon slots. So unfortunately, that is where I'm going to finish today's video. If you guys have enjoyed the video, though, be sure to smash big thumbs up, as it helps me out way more than you can imagine. Let me know your thoughts on this M13B in the comments below. Overall, it felt like a good gun. It felt like it was doing really good damage against the zombies and the boss zombies in the tier 3 zone when it was legendary A for tool and tier 3 pack-a-punch. So I definitely recommend you guys give it a try if you haven't already. But yeah, if you have enjoyed, like I said, smash thumbs up. And if you want to check out some more zombies content, check the rest of the channel out. There's a whole bunch of zombies content there. If you enjoyed the videos you're watching, make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on so you miss any of the others. I appreciate watching. Have a great rest of the day, and I will catch you in the next one in a bit. Peace.